welcome to Digit.in and Acer's booth. Again, one of the most interesting gaming laptops you would have seen at this time is the Helios 700. Pretty bulky, pretty big, RGB all over the place, display, all of that, right? But wait for it. Now, this is what Acer calls the HyperDrift keyboard. They've built a mechanism in here which allows the keyboard to slide out. It's extremely sturdy, by the way. They've tested it thousands of times. And when you slide this open, you get two intake fans right here exposed, pulling in cool air. And for aesthetics purposes, they've also given you this window where you can see the actual heat pipe that's bringing in heat from the CPU and the GPU. Now, to give you a sense of why this is the case, so this will sport an overclockable CPU. Not really sure what it's running on currently right now since the game is already playing, but we'll get into that in a bit. But the idea is that if you're going to be overclocking this machine and you want to pull in as much air as possible, so that's kind of the goal here. Now the keyboard, in fact, if you look at it, it still sits extremely solid because you still have the base, but the trackpad area kind of falls off. So if this is lying flat on the table, yes, you will be able to kind of use it, but a little bit of rest would be recommended. But we have a mouse here, so I'm just quickly gonna see if we can do something about this. So just to give you guys an idea of what's happening right now, this is Battlefield 5 running at ultra graphics 1080p, locked at 144 Hertz. And we've got the Nvidia Ansel counter up top that is giving us a frame count, and pretty sure we're clocking good 140 plus. So, oops. All right. Yeah, Battlefield is a pretty brutal game. So it's extremely smooth, and I mean, it could just be the fact that the venue has a little bit of ambient noise, but it's not really getting all that loud either. And hide for a bit. Now, gaming laptops are, of course, a pretty interesting thing, and this year, if there's anything we've learned at Computex, it's that manufacturers are really trying to push the boundary of what you can do with a form factor. Acer has never shied away from doing something interesting with their laptops. The Predator Helios 700, which is this machine right here, is a prime example of that. And let's just quickly quit the game and see what are the specifications we are running on this machine. Okay. Now this is currently running the latest i9 9980HK CPU, which is partly overclockable. 64 gigs of RAM. Do you need 64 gigs of RAM, gamers? Tell me. I don't know. And in terms of your GPU, of course, the RTX 2080. So top of the line is just basically maxed out. Like, there is nothing you can push on this. There is nothing you can upgrade on this. And this is single NVMe, 1 terabyte and a 2 terabyte hard drive, regular hard drive. So very, very impressive. And of course, there is the Predator Sense software, which is pretty critical to the whole operation of this machine. So if you press this key over here, it's a dedicated Predator key. You press it and the Predator Sense software comes up. Now in that, you have a whole host of things you can do. You control the entire overclocking of the system, whether it's the CPU, the GPU. You control the lighting. You control the lighting of even the heat pipe, which is the area over here. I want it to be green, and I can set that to be green. The keyboard, again, everything is like you can set so many options. It's kind of crazy. You can lose yourself just tweaking this system. There's so much to do. Overclocking, okay, so because the keyboard has been opened out, you get the option for extreme and extreme, but otherwise you just run at normal and fast. So if we close this, you get normal and fast for the CPU, and fast and normal for the GPU. But if you pull this open, everything is unlocked. You can choose, you want a CPU clock to extreme, GPU clock to extreme, does it. Of course, it also pulls in massive amounts of power to do that. You have fan controls. You can set them to auto, or you can set them to just max, or set them to a custom setting based on, you know, temperatures. Basically, anybody who's very particular about noise levels, you know, this is for you guys. And it also gives you a really cool way of monitoring your system. So pretty much all in all, it's as decked out as it could possibly be. And again, very impressive. But yes, it is heavy, it is fat, could be ideally a desktop replacement, but definitely not a portable gaming machine. One of the coolest things we've seen from Acer this year. Thank you guys for watching this video, and subscribe to our channel.
For the latest technology updates, subscribe to Digit.in and don't forget to hit the bell icon.